Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fifth installment of Tech by Matt Live. This is going to be a pretty chill stream. There's not too much stuff in the news and whatnot right now, so I'm going to give a little bit of time for people to get into the stream. And if you guys don't know, I stream every Thursday at 8 p.m. on my channel. So definitely be ready for the future streams, and I'm going to try to do this as much as I can. Or I'm trying to keep it going as long as I can every single week. So, yeah. How is everyone's day going? Go ahead and let me know in the chat down below. And I'm just going to make sure everything is ready and up and running with the stream. Hey, Blitzer Geek, hey Lacian, hello Chrome 4 fan, and hello I don't even know, NM3Z Kazi. I'm doing pretty well, Lacem. Hey Magnificent Gaming. So there's not really that much going on in terms of tech news this week. I'll go ahead and start going into some of that stuff. So the first thing that I saw that popped up, yeah, it's also raining over here as well for me, DJ Stevenson. So the first thing I saw was that apparently Intel's rebranding their Xeons to make them sound like credit cards. So you can now get the Intel Xeon Platinum Edition. Oh, Kazi, your $25 mechanical keyboard package got delayed. That sucks. But at least it's on its way. I'm sure it'll be there soon. So apparently Intel's wiping the E5 and E7 names off of its Xeon chips and rebranding them to be more clear about the performance and features that comes with the processors, which makes sense. Apparently there's going to be Xeon P, Xeon G, Xeon S, Xeon B, and the P is for Platinum, G for Gold, etc. So it'll be easier to understand what the Xeons actually are doing. Magnificent Gaming says Intel advises against overclocking the i7-7700K because of overheating issues. I've never really heard of that, but I'm not sure which. You just said 770K. I'm assuming you're saying the 7770K, but because of that K moniker, it means that they're for overclocking, so I haven't really heard about that. Can G4560 run without a GPU? Yes, it can, and that's something I forgot to talk about. Usually I'll go over recent tech pickups, and the only thing I've really got within the past week is actually the Pentium G4560. I got it in the mail, and this is one that I got it for only $50 new. It was a deal I found on Build a PC sales, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah. So, and I'm actually going to use it with a B150 board. Hopefully it has the latest BIOS, but if it doesn't, I'll have to borrow a friend's Skylake CPU. Yeah, the G4560 is like a perfect kind of like HTPC or just like office computer CPU, because it's got 2 cores and 4 threads, which is going to be great for any single threaded applications, and even doing like a couple of them at a time. Hello, Will Propst. Hello, Vincent Din Natal. But yeah, Ryzen does not have integrated graphics. That's true, Kazi. But actually, there are going to be AM4 APUs coming out, and they're apparently supposed to have pretty good integrated GPUs with them. Some of them up to almost as powerful as the RX 460, which would be perfect for light 1080p gaming. And to have like a super small form factor like ITX board in one of those super small form factor cases with the integrated power supplies, you could get a pretty good portable gaming PC with an APU like that. Will a 1063 gigabyte and FX 8350 bottleneck? I mean, any combination of hardware, depending on the program or game or whatever you're running, there's always going to be some sort of bottleneck. There shouldn't be really too much of a bottleneck with that Ronto. But like if you already have the 8350 and you already have the 1060, it's a fine combination. There's no need to upgrade, but you could always get an RX 480 4GB or 8GB for usually less than the 1060, and it's not going to perform as well, but you can usually get them considerably cheaper. Hey, Technical Gaming, what's up? Yeah, I remember you. Look at the GTX 1060 deal. It comes with a free game. I'm definitely going to be looking for deals after I talk about the other few articles that there are. You're selling the combo, and I was just making sure. Yeah, it's a perfectly fine combo. You're not like screwing someone over or something if you're selling it. You're using the 1066GB with i3-6100. Most I see is 20 FPS difference. Yeah, the 1060 with an i3 is perfectly fine, but if you really move past anything like a 1060 or 480, you definitely want to be upgrading to either Ryzen 5 or an i7 or Ryzen 7. No, I did not see the new Asus monitor. Is it like a 240 Hz one? So I'm going to go ahead and move on to this next article. You're surprised I don't have that many live stream viewers? It's all good. I kind of probably stream at like a lot of my viewers are from around the world, so it's hard to pick one time that a lot of people can watch, but this time works best for me, and it seems to work well for some of you guys. Am I going to do a budget Crossfire build? No, I honestly don't know if I'll ever do a Crossfire SLI build, just because scaling doesn't always work. It doesn't work across all games, and there's such powerful GPUs out there that it doesn't make much sense to go to dual GPU over a single more powerful GPU. That's going to work better across the majority of games. So i5-2400 versus G4560, which is better? The G4560 is going to beat the i5-2400 in gaming. You're from Germany, dang. It must be pretty late there. I'm assuming it's 6-7 hours later, so it must be like what, 1 in the morning there or something. Upgraded from AMD APU to a Xeon W3350, and now it's butter smooth. Yeah, a lot of the old Xeons are really good value for the money. It's just a matter of finding a cheap motherboard for them. Can I build you a good gaming PC? Well, here's the thing is like, a lot of people ask me to build PCs for them, and it just like, it wouldn't be fair to pick 1 or 2 people to build PCs for. And also shipping is insanely expensive to ship a PC, especially if I'm shipping it to Germany. That would cost more than the PC itself. Yeah, no problem, Ross Dixon. 2 in the morning. So this next article is about the Surface laptop. They recently released it, and apparently it's not very good for the money. So I'll show you. The base price is $1,000, I believe. Yeah, it's $1,000. It comes with a dual core i5, 128GB SSD. I'm assuming that's NVMe. It better be 4 gigs of RAM, not even 8 gigs, which is insane. And integrated HD 620 graphics for $1,000. And it's an Ultrabook, but I mean, I don't think I'd ever. For those specs, that I think that's really overpriced. That's pretty much priced on par with a lot of the Apple laptops. I think they're trying to compete with like the MacBook Air with this one, which I don't know if they'll be able to, just because a lot of people buy that laptop for the OS X software. Yeah, 1K for Intel graphics, and not even the Intel actually has decent integrated graphics in the Iris and Iris Pro graphics, but they don't really include them on much stuff. RX 460 or 1050. The 1050 outperforms the RX 460, but usually you can get an RX 460 for considerably cheaper. So if you can get it considerably cheaper, I just go with the 460. But yeah, Swagger, I can give you tips. You're welcome to DM me on Twitter, and I can give you tips on what to build. Did you see the new AMD Pro Duo? It had 32 gigs of VRAM. Yeah, I saw the new Pro Duo. The thing is it's actually not as powerful as the old Pro Duo because it's based on Polaris and it's not based on the R9 Fury chips. Do I use inactivated Windows? Yeah, I actually do. You can see the little activate Windows thing down here. That's something that people don't really know, is that you don't actually have to have a key to run Windows 10. It's just whenever it says, please insert your key here, you just click, I don't have a key. And then it's like, okay, we'll let you use Windows 10. And you can use it indefinitely. I've been using this for a while. eBay has codes for $8. The thing is, like, those codes a lot of times are stolen, or they're not always legit. So I mean, the only downside to unactivated Windows is this little watermark in the bottom right hand corner, so it doesn't annoy me. Eventually I will activate it, but yeah. So yeah, that's just that ripoff of a laptop. The next thing is not really a news article, but it is that there are finally ITX AM4 boards out. This one released, it sold out, I'm pretty sure, instantly. This is from BioStar, and it's X370 AM4 board, but it is $110. I'm pretty sure the B350 or X350 or whatever the chipset's called that's lower, what is it called, is going to be $20 less. So I actually may try to snag that one. But the only problem that I've seen with the ITX AM4 boards so far is none of them have had that companies have shown off have had integrated Wi-Fi, which sucks because if you use a GPU, there's no way to add Wi-Fi unless you're going to use like a USB Wi-Fi dongle. Imagine $50 Ryzen motherboards. There's actually, I want to say there's $70 Ryzen boards available right now. Let's see. Scroll down. Yeah, here's an A320. This probably only supports like the 65 watt ones. Yeah, well, it supports A series and Ryzen series chips. This is only $56.99 with $3 shipping, so that's $60. So this with like something like a R5 1600, and you don't really even have to overclock it, 6 cores. I'm trying to think how that would be, like $230-ish for those two, and you'd be getting a really good value, 6 cores, 12 threads. I don't know why my nose is itching so much. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I've got this one pulled up, Ronto. It's $60. It's an A320, so you're not going to be able to overclock, and it's got like very basic IO. I don't think it has an M.2 slot, but I feel like most people, especially budget builders, aren't going to care about that. But it'll be interesting to see when Ryzen 3 comes out, how that's priced and how all the motherboards that are going to be geared for that will be priced. But yeah, this just has super simple IO. Only a couple expansion slots. One I'd use for the GPU, which would be the 16X. And then the 1X you could use for like Wi-Fi or something. Is Intel HD graphics 5500 good? I mean, none of the Intel integrated graphics are really all that great, especially if you're talking about for gaming. You're going to want to try and get, if you have a desktop, try to put a dedicated graphics card of some sort in there. You're going to see a fair amount of increase in performance. Your school got sick, including you. Yeah, it sucks when that happens, when everybody's sick and they don't know when to stay home and they get everyone else sick. Someone asked, is the 7700K best in price range and overall? So the i7 7700K is the best gaming CPU money can buy. But if you do anything content creation wise, anything that requires a large amount of threads and a large amount of multi-threaded activity for your CPU, the R7 1700 is going to absolutely destroy the 7700K in that. So if you're going pure gaming and want the best CPU money can buy, 7700K, but if you're doing anything content creation or need those more threads, then the R7 1700 is going to suit you better at the same price. Hey Oz, what's up? I'm assuming you're probably almost done with college for the first year. If not, probably this is your finals week or something. I hope your tests either have gone well or going well. What would I say a 980 Ti would be worth? A little bit below 300. If you could get a 980 Ti for like 275 bucks, I'd consider that to be a pretty good deal. Just because the 1070s new are getting down to like the $320 price I've been seeing them go for, which will perform a little bit better than the 980 Ti, only slightly, but you have all of the newer features and the extra VRAM and all that sort of stuff, which is going to be better for the future, and it consumes less power. Is it true you can overclock the 7700K to 5 gigahertz as aftermarket cooler? Yeah, you can. From what I understand, the 7700K can be overclocked to 5 gigahertz pretty easily with an aftermarket cooler, just because the 7700K already is, its turbo speed is already 4.5 gigahertz. So it's not going to be that hard to get that extra half of a gigahertz from what I've seen, as long as you've got a decent overclocking motherboard. What's the best cooler for 7700K? That really depends on what you're trying to do. If you're going to push it to its absolute limit, then you may want to spend like 80 to 100 bucks on either one of those behemoth heat sinks from someone like Noctua or Deepcool, or you may want to go with like a 240 liquid cooler or something really to push it to its limits. But if you just want a mild overclock and you want it to run quiet, something like the Hyper 212 Evo or the CryoRig, I'm trying to remember what like the $30 one is. I think it's like the H7 is going to work really well too, and that one looks really nice. What's the limit for that CPU? I don't know. There's probably people who've used like the liquid nitrogen overclocking to get like crazy 5.5 gigahertz or something, but normally the most someone's going to get is 5.1 gigahertz probably. 5 gigahertz is kind of pushing it, but it's not really unheard of it for that to happen on the majority of 7700Ks. So your PC, 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigabyte SSD, 1 terabyte hard drive, 550 Ti Phenom X4. You bought it for $90. Though if that's all of that stuff for $90, that sounds like a good deal. I think all motherboards should support USB BIOS flash, and it should be a standard. Yeah, I mean that would definitely be nice. The only problem is it adds cost to the system. I don't know how much. I don't produce the motherboards, but it's obviously going to add cost. And these motherboard manufacturers, a lot of them are just trying to get the bare minimum features in it they can so they can sell it for as cheap as possible, which is fine as long as it works. But it would be nice if they made it so the newer motherboards or the other motherboards would automatically work with newer architecture somehow. I don't know. But I guess that doesn't make sense. But just make it easier so you don't need the extra CPU. I definitely agree with that. Can I do a $350 PC build? Sure, I can do that on PC Part Picker right now. So $350. For the CPU for a $350 build, it's definitely going to be the G4560 at around 60 bucks. It works pretty, it's the best budget CPU available right now. It doesn't really make much sense to buy anything else. Comes with a CPU cooler, which is obviously nice. For the motherboard, you're going to want to go with a B250 board, unless you know of an H110 board that specifically comes with the latest BIOS, or you know someone that you can borrow their Skylake CPU to update the BIOS. So for the motherboard, you're just going to want to get the cheapest B250 board available, which is this ASRock B250M. For memory's super expensive right now. Hey, Mazin. So you're just going to want to get the cheapest 8GB stick available, which, let's see what we've got here. $54 for the cheapest stick, which is insane. But this will allow you to upgrade to 16 gigs in the future. What's actually funny is last summer I purchased 16 gigs of PNY Anarchy RAM, which is like, it's pretty good looking RAM. It has a heat shield, 16 gigs of it, DDR4 2400 megahertz for $55. So RAM prices have literally doubled in a year, which is insane. Yeah, he probably would be fine with 4 gigabytes, but just because this only has 2 slots, it won't be as easy to upgrade in the future. So I'd say just shell out the money for 8 gigabytes now. In terms of storage, I just go with the cheapest 1 terabyte hard drive, or try to get a hard drive from a system you already have. But yeah, so let's go to 1 terabyte drives. Price lowest. So yeah, you don't want a 5900 RPM, you want 7200 RPM. Cheapest is $46. We are up to $222. 2x4 gigabytes technically would be better for dual channel, but you're not going to see any benefits in gaming by going dual channel. You might see a little bit in content creation, but not realistically in everyday use for gaming and regular workload. Rowan Fitzgerald, hey, what's up? Let's see. Jazz596344, we should collab. Sure, man. You can message me on Twitter. Do I recommend mini ITX or micro ATX? Micro ATX is going to be cheaper, but if you want to go small, then ITX is your only option. So then for a video card at this budget, you're probably going to go with the RX 460 if there are any actually cheap ones. $82, not bad for an RX 460, definitely not great. And it's the low profile one, but we are definitely getting into mail and rebate territory. For case, you're just going to want to get whatever $20 case is available. Rosewell FBM01 is always like $20. The Zon 310 is always like $22. So I'll just go with the Rosewell one. Like, it's not an amazing looking case or anything, but it gets the job done. And then power supply wise, it's usually you're going to get like the cheapest EVGA one available, which right now it's this one for $30. So this build is $355 after all those rebates, but this is really kind of the minimum that I would go right now. And this is going to be great for 1080p gaming at medium settings, 60 FPS. Obviously, if you have a little bit more money, bump up this GPU. You could even bump it all the way up to something like a RX 480, and it's going to work perfectly fine with the G4560, but anything above that, you're going to want to upgrade the CPU. So, let's see. Last year, bought a stick of 4 gigabyte for $17. Now it's $35. Yeah, RAM prices are insane. So yeah, that's what, for $350, that's what I would recommend. This is almost exactly the same as the $400 like parts list I put out on Monday, which if you guys haven't seen, you can check it on the channel. I just made that kind of a theoretical build on the channel just because I had a build last year. It was at the beginning of April, maybe mid-April, and it was a $400 gaming PC. I think it had the 860K and GTX 950, and for the time it was really good, but right now it doesn't make sense to go 860K and 950. It makes sense to go to G4560 and like a 1050 Ti or RX 470. Was wondering which would be better in terms of price to performance, RX 550 or 630 integrated graphics. Obviously, the integrated graphics are going to be free with your CPU. I don't really recommend the RX 550 because you can get an RX 460 for the same price or cheaper after rebate, and it's going to outperform it. So yeah, that is that. You have an Athlon 5350 with a GTX 750 Ti. Well, the Athlon 5350 is actually probably your biggest bottleneck in that scenario. The 750 Ti is actually still fine for like 1080p gaming. It's just the 5350. All of those lower end Athlons really aren't that amazing. And that's like the highest end one, so you're going to have to upgrade your platform to upgrade that. Is there a better GPU than GTX 1060 6GB for the same price? Not for the... In terms of price to performance, you can get an 8GB RX 480 for cheaper than a 6GB 1060. And it's going to perform pretty similarly, but it's going to be cheaper. So I'd probably go with that unless for some reason you have like an NVIDIA affinity. But some of the more expensive GTX 1060s, 6GB are almost getting in the territory of what the really cheap 1070s are. I'm scrolling down in the chat. Ronto, I was going to try play Overwatch with you today, but I'm having to use i3 laptop because friend need my Skylake CPU for a BIOS update. So I'm CPU-less, LOL. That's funny. You're a good friend, Ronto. I'm still trying to find a friend who will let me use their Skylake CPU to upgrade my board. So I think, is RAID 0 good? It's okay for like OS and non-mission critical files, but obviously not. It's not good for anything other than that, anything that you would be worried about losing, just because it's, if one drive fails, it takes out the entire array. So I'm going to go to Build a PC sales right now and see what is available. So I looked at this one. This is an X79 system on eBay for $353, 6 cores, 500GB hard drive, 32 gigs of RAM. That's actually a decent price. It's not the best I've seen it, so I don't necessarily recommend that. Free 8GB of RAM with purchase of this Z170X Gaming 7, $150 with rebate. That's actually a pretty good deal because you're going to get a really nice motherboard along with 8 gigs of RAM for $150. Oh wow, this is the Gaming G1. That's actually an incredible deal. If someone's wanting to build a 7700K system, I would definitely jump on this for $150, free 8 gigs of RAM, and you get one of the better Z170 boards available. Why won't this image show up? But something I really like about high-end boards is the little cover over the I/O. I think it looks really nice. And yeah, the reinforced PCIe slots are kind of pointless, but they also look nice. I really like the color scheme of this board, to be honest. Let's check the chat. What's up? Hey Danny, you're from Oklahoma City. That's funny. Are you a Thunders fan? The Thunder head coach, Billy Donovan, actually was the head coach of my college basketball team until a few years ago when the Thunder stole him. So yeah. Dan C says he just upgraded to a 1070, but feel like the FX 6300 is bottlenecking it. Yes, the FX 6300 is going to be a very extreme bottleneck for the 1070. If you're wanting to go AMD, you could upgrading to Ryzen 5 would be would give you so much more performance. Something like the 1500X and a B350 or X370 board, if you have the money, when you have the money, upgrading to that is going to give you insanely better performance. But yeah, that is that. Definitely upgrade your CPU when you can, because that is an extreme bottleneck. Having trouble keeping up with the chat, 1 second. Yeah, a new motherboard in i5 7500 would be a decent upgrade, but I'd almost, if you can get a Ryzen 5 like 1500X for the same price, I'd probably go with that because of more threads. AMD A8 or A10, good for gaming. Not really, to be honest. They're okay for stuff like CSGO, League of Legends, Minecraft, stuff like that, but anything past that, it's not really good. It'll be interesting to see the future AMD APUs to see what they're like. So I'm going to go check the deals again right now. So you can get, holy crap, this is an insane deal. I wonder if this is in-store only. Oh wow, there's actually pretty good deals right now. The 750 watt or the 450 watt BT is $22 again. No ketchup and mustard cable, all black sleeved cables. Looks really nice. 450 watt EVGA, $22. If you guys need a budget power supply, buy this right now. I will put it in the chat. No affiliate link or anything. You guys can check that out. That's an insane deal. If you need a budget power supply or plan on making a budget build in the near future, get that. Where did this go? So here is a 240 millimeter radiator for $44. I don't think, not available. Okay. Yeah, this is if you have a Fry's near you. If you have a Fry's near you and you need a cooler for under 50 bucks, $44 for a 240 millimeter Enermax liquid cooler. That's an insane deal. Hey, John Melendez. Let's check what other deals. Can I link that motherboard? Yeah, of course. Oh, crap. There we go. Yeah, I wish Fry's and Micro Center were in Florida. It would be nice if they put one in like Orlando, which is only an hour away from me. I feel like it would do really well in Orlando. But yeah, that's that. So 850 Evo, 500 gig for 167. That's an alright deal. You Air 240 for $51 after mail-in rebate. That's a pretty decent deal. Oh, it's $60 after rebate. That's a decent deal. I really like the look of this case. I wonder if the white colorway is the same price. Yeah, it's a cube case. This was Nerd on a Budget's case until he got that $200 1070 and couldn't fit in there anymore, so he had to upgrade his case. So now he's living the baller tempered glass cube case life. Let's see, X370 Killer SLI AC, $139. That looks like a good deal. ASRock's one of the only brands that has built-in Wi-Fi on their Ryzen boards. I don't know why either. And this is going to be a pretty good, it has 2 M.2 slots as well. That's what it's saying. Yeah, wow. So yeah, this is a pretty good deal. If you want a nice X370 board for $135, this has every feature you could possibly want. From what I've seen, this is a good overclocker, and it looks really nice for white and black color schemes. What's better, Fry or Micro Center? Generally, people think Micro Center is better, and I have to agree, seeing the deals I've seen from there. Yeah, if you're on a budget, definitely buying used can help a lot. Blake Y, you can get so much more value than buying new. Check out BitPhoenix Nova. I'm pretty sure I know what case that is. Honestly, I don't think BitPhoenix has been making as cool of cases as they used to, with like the Phenom and that one that had the handles top and bottom. Their newer cases I don't like as much. But this looks like a decent value for 50 bucks. Obviously, I don't know if I've ever built in a BitPhoenix case. I'm not sure. I've definitely been a fan of some of their designs, but their newer designs haven't been appealing to me. But I'm sure there are reviews and stuff of this online. You want to make an R5 build that can only spare $500, already have an SSD, hard drive, and GPU. Can I do R5 build? Maybe in a little bit. I'm checking out the deals right now. I know Scattervolt just did a part list for a cheap Ryzen 5 build. You could always check that out, but if I have time towards the end of the stream, I'll definitely try to do that. So yeah. Let's go ahead and check out more deals. 16 gigs of RGB RAM for $124. That's not a horrible deal, especially considering it's 3000 megahertz. Oh, 1080 Ti, only $718. I could build like 5 PCs for the price of that one GPU. And it looks like there aren't as many good deals. Oh wow, this is one I had saw last night or the other day. This is a tempered glass case from DIY PC, which kind of knocks off a lot of other case manufacturers, but tempered glass PC case for $45. I believe the two side panels are tempered glass. I'm not sure. The front might be tempered glass at all as well. That would make sense. But these images aren't wanting to load, so I'm gonna click out of them. Yeah, BitPhoenix does offer a lot of good color options. Fractal Design Define Nano X. I'm assuming you mean Nano S, which, yeah, that's a nice case. So yeah, I think also I'm going to check out Small Form Factor PC subreddit, see if there's anything good on there. Because this is a subreddit I've been going to a lot lately, which is all about small form factor PCs. So this is a guy who already got his ITX AM4 board in, and he's building in an N-Case M1. Oh wow, he's got a custom loop as well. That looks really nice, especially with that blue pastel and the white radiator and everything. That looks awesome. So looks like there's not too much on this page. Any other suggestions? Could I check out the Zalman Z1 Neo? I believe this is the one that Hardware Canucks has talked about a lot, which for $40 looks like a good deal, especially if it's normally $50. It looks like a decent deal. I'd say $40 is fair for this case and the features that I've seen it has. It's got front panel USB 3, expansion slots for ATX. Yeah, it looks like a decent case for $40. And if you like the way it looks, I'd say pick it up if it fits in your budget. I'm pretty sure I saw the Hardware Canucks review of this and they thought it was really good. Pissed about the 860K 2 years back. Should have gone with the Pentium for the upgrade path. Yeah, I mean, it's no matter what you go with, it's going to be obsolete pretty soon. Like the 860K probably was outperforming the Pentium that was available at the time for most of the time that you've had it. So it is what it is. You can always sell your 860K motherboard and RAM and upgrade to the Pentium, like an H110 board or a B250 board and 8 gigs of RAM, which when you trade that all in, it'll probably only cost you $100 more probably. It also depends on what deals you look for and stuff. Can the EVGA 750 Ti fit in the Optiplex 760? I don't know which one you have. If it's the desktop one, then yeah, it more than likely can. You just have to make sure that it's not too long. Will the RX 480 dog? I don't know. I don't know. What you're gonna have to do is look up the length of whichever RX 480 you want, and then it's gonna say max GPU length allowed, 370 millimeters. As long as it's less than that, it'll fit. Your Ronto says he's 15, thinking about starting tech-based YouTube channel. Do you think I should cover mostly older and like used deals or new stuff? I'd say cover whatever you're interested in, because honestly, it's not going to matter as much what you cover in the beginning while you're kind of learning how to do good videos and get good production quality and all that stuff. So just make videos that you enjoy, if about whatever tech you can get your hands on. If you're planning to make a tech channel, you can talk about news, talk about your thoughts on stuff. The best tip I can give you for starting a new YouTube channel is just to start, because it's going to take a while to learn how to get good video quality, get good audio quality, get good lighting, so on and so forth. So, and the only way you're going to learn and improve with that stuff is by doing a lot of it. So yeah, that is that. Budget case for full ATX board and 3.5 inch, one 2.5 and one 5.25. Honestly, this Xiaomi Z1 Neo might fit all of that stuff. I believe it has a 5.25 inch bay on the front. In terms of drive support, it can fit 4 3.5 inch drives, 5 2.5 inch drives. That's insane. So yeah, I would probably recommend this case for what you're looking for, if it's available in Germany, because I believe you're the one who said you're in Germany. Also, do I have any like good cameras or mics? I've got a T5i, but if you're just starting out, if you have a cell phone that shoots in HD, that's going to be perfectly fine. In terms of audio, you can get like a $20 lavalier mic that'll plug into your phone's headphone port and should give you audio just fine. Yeah. Do I do any overclocking? Generally, I don't do much overclocking, just because I'm lazy and I'd prefer stuff to run quiet and cool. I've never owned like a K-SKU Intel CPU, so I own an R7 1700, but I can't get that to overclock much at all, and even when I overclock it a little bit, it's super unstable, so it's not just worth it. If it performs really well out of the box. And also something to think about when you're overclocking is you're going to be paying extra money for the K-SKU, or in terms of Intel, you're going to be paying extra money for the overclocking motherboard, and then you're going to pay extra money for the cooler. So when you add up all that extra money, you have to decide for yourself if it's going to be worth it to upgrade that to that or not. You can't get your 1600 over 3.8. Yeah, a lot of the reason why the AMD Ryzen CPUs are so segmented, there's so many different variants, is because if it barely fits into one segment, like if it can, they'll only validate it to, if it fits within the 1600 and it's validated, they'll give it that. But if it can go above that, they'll probably move it up to one of the higher variants and label it that. Z series motherboards are way too expensive though compared to B350 boards. Well, those are two. The Z series boards are for Intel and B350 are for AMD. But there's actually some X370 boards that aren't too expensive. But you can overclock on B350 as well, so. But yeah, let's go ahead and see. So yeah, that is that. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm probably going to play some Overwatch to end the stream for the last few minutes or so, like the last 15 minutes or whatever. But if you guys have any comments or suggestions or whatever, leave them in the chat and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Would the Zotac 750 Ti be better than the EVGA 750 Ti for your PC? Honestly, whichever one's cheaper, get it. There's not going to be much difference between the any 750 Ti variant to variant. because there's not going to be too much overclocking headroom. Just get which, if one's considerably cheaper, I'd get that one. Yes, Samuel Chen, time for Overwatch. So I'll go ahead and load this up. Let's see if this works, hopefully. There we go. Awesome. He's asking about the length. You're going to have to look up your case length and see the max supported GPU length, which will be right on the manufacturer's website. Look up the length for your specific GPU you're wanting to get. If the GPU is less than the max supported length, it'll work. Can I make a video for a $300 PC build? Yes, sometime in the future I probably will go over that price point again. Do I expect Ryzen 3 CPUs to be a better value than i3 or Pentium G4560? Yeah, I think it'll be a better value than the i3, but I do not think it's going to be a better value than the G4560 unless they seriously price it very well. Will i7 7700K bottleneck GTX 960? No, it's going to work perfectly fine with that combination. You can, the 7700K is the best gaming CPU money can buy, so it can handle any modern GPU right now. Generally, I would pick EVGA over Zotac if they're priced the same. I'm going to go Roadhog. Would you think about the Asus Z170 Pro motherboard for a budget build? Well, when you say budget build, what is your budget? No, I'm not going into comp right now, LOL. Because Z170 is not going to really make much sense unless you're going for like a plus $800 build. But if you're going below that, it doesn't make sense to go with that. Will the 7700K bottleneck the GT210? No, the GT210's the ultimate gaming GPU on the market. Do you know a good APU for FM2 Plus? I want to play Minecraft on max settings. I would just look up. I would go and onto YouTube and type in whichever variants you're looking at buying and type in, like if it's these, I think there's a 7850K A10 one, just like type that in and then type in Minecraft benchmark and see what people are getting and see what they're saying, how the APU's performing, because I don't have much personal experience with APU gaming on Minecraft. I don't really have much experience gaming with Minecraft in general. Can I stream maybe twice a week? Eventually I might start streaming on Twitch, or I may start just doing a stream where every week, like on Sunday mornings, where I just like play video games and answer questions. Oh man, where is everyone? Oh god, I can't hit anything right now. Of course I'm out of ammo. See you, Reinhardt. Alright, I'm gonna get this Pharaoh. Where is she? Holy crap, why can I not find where this Pharaoh is? Hopefully she doesn't knock me off right here. Yeah, I've actually done a couple of just like gaming streams on Saturdays and or Sundays before, just like only a couple of them just to test. Cheap PSU, yeah, go on reddit.com, look up Build a PC Sales Reddit, and there's a link on there for a $22 EVGA 450 watt PSU. And that's the best value right now. Justice reigns from above.
Teleporter online. We move quickly.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Oh god, I'm an idiot. Can I send you the link on Twitter? Yeah, I can send it tonight. Within an hour of the end of stream, I'll send it to you. But if you, John, if you just go to Google and type in build a PC sales, the Reddit page will come up and it'll say, or just go on Amazon and search EVGA 450 and it'll be like the first thing that pops up.
No one can hide from my...
Heroes never die.
Oh, that dang grass. Where is this guy? Got him. Oh, I almost got that soldier again. I wasted my ult. Yeah, that was... Yeah, that is what I'm using, Ronto. It's a pretty random combination, but it was very cheap. Because the CPU is actually an engineering sample. Which is like in a very gray area of like legality, but
The payload is approaching its destination.
you have an HP workstation with quad-core Xeon, NVIDIA Quadro 600, 8 gigs of RAM. We lost, but is that a good deal for $150? I don't know which Xeon you have, like which generation, but I'd say just upgrade it to, because usually with the older Xeons, the expensive part's the motherboard. $75 for a GTX 660 isn't a great deal. But yeah, if you guys have questions, leave them in the comments in the chat. I'll try to answer them. Searching for a game right now. Let me know which hero you guys think I should play. Would you need any PSU for the 750 Ti or a specific one? If your power supply has enough wattage for your CPU and GPU in your rig, you should be just fine. But it wouldn't hurt it to buy the like $22 EVGA power supply that's on sale right now and add it in there, just because you know then it's definitely gonna work. Who should I play? Widow? Oh man, I couldn't play Widow right now. I'll play Mercy though. Ronto ass.
I'll be watching over you.
Oh.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
X3430. I'm pretty sure you can get an X5650, which is the same architecture, which is I'm pretty sure if you look up X5650, Tech Cities made a bunch of videos about it and he recommends it highly. The best thing with PSUs is make sure, if as long as it has the enough wattage for your system, it has the correct cables you need, and then you can look up reviews for it on a site like Johnny Guru, and if they say it's good and it meets those other requirements, then you can buy it. You don't really have to worry as much about all of the 12 volt rail and all that stuff, as long as one of the review sites like Johnny Guru says it's good for the money, then it's good. Yes, hey, what's up, Lee? You are at the tail end.
Healing stream engaged.
It's all good. I know you probably worked like a 25-hour day already,
I'm taking care of
even though there's only 24 hours in a day. Oh crap. Oh no, don't die. Crap. The $22 GPU would be good for the Optiplex 760. I don't know if I've had a $22 GPU. No, don't die, Reaper.
Where does it hurt? Get them off me.
Oh crap. Why did I zoom back?
You needed a doctor?
Secure the objective.
I'm taking care of you.
Audio medic. Oh, time to accelerate.
No, fair. Why aren't people staying on the objective? Oh, thank you, Kazi. I appreciate that. Alright, see you, Dan. This is probably gonna be the last game. We'll see.
Let me get you patched up. Damage.
No. Dang it, I fell off this side. RX 460 or R9 290 for 1080p gaming. The R9 290 is going to perform a lot better, but it's going to use a lot more power.
Good as new.
I don't know if CompTV said where he's worked, and he probably won't, but he is a developer.
Sniper, be careful. Oh.
Of course I got sniped. Like a software developer. No, you guys, you don't have to tip me, Ronto. That's all good. I just enjoy making these videos.
Someone call a doctor?
If you guys want to support me, probably the best way is just like, if you use AdBlock, whitelist my channel, or if you buy stuff on Amazon, just use my affiliate link, and that would help a lot.
Oh, this is my jam.
Would the $20 PSU work with the 760 Optiplex? Yes, it would.
Immer unterbricht mich jemand bei der Arbeit.
Overtime.
Sniper detected. Threat level.
Oh crap, I was hoping to get a really good res in at the end here.
First round lost. Score.
RX 460 or 1050 Ti.
0-1.
In terms of performance, it would be lowest is RX 460, then 1050 Ti, and then what Kazi said, the RX 470 beats both of those. And there were some good RX 470 deals. Hopefully the RX 570s will go low as well now, because the RX 470s aren't as great of deals anymore. But yeah, if you can get the RX 470, it's going to outperform the 1050 Ti by a fair amount, and the 1050 Ti is going to beat out the RX 460. I'm probably going to switch healers to Lucio.
Come on, let's bring it together.
Group up with me.
Attack the objective, real hero.
Yep, no problem, John.
Enough waiting around. Let's get out there.
Attack the objective.
this out.
Attack the objective.
Let's get patched up.
Oh, they've got a Widow again.
Attack the objective. Attack the objective. Attack the objective.
Oh crap, I need to heal more.
Come on, we need to get in control of the point. Heal it, B. Let's get them on board. Yeah, let's move.
Oh dang, they took the point.
Nothing's gonna stop.
Feeling sleepy.
Attack the objective.
Oh, turn it up.
Helden sterben nicht.
Oh, god damn. Oh, let's break it. Damn. Taking the objective.
It's so hard to hit Phares as Lucio.
Pump up the volume. Push on.
Oh, stay away again.
Take the objective. Push on. On the objective. You feel that? Check this out. Come on, we need to get in control of the
I actually used to play Rust earlier, towards the end of 2016. I actually played a lot of Rust. Got pretty into it, but it's like such a time sink that I don't know if I'll play it much anymore. Oh crap.
Oh, let's break it. Damn! Oh, turn it up.
Yes, really, John. The server I played on a lot, I'm pretty sure was New York 1.
Helden sterben nicht.
You want to build a PC to run Rust? I'm pretty sure Rust is really CPU intensive, so.
Let's up the tempo.
Oh no, hopefully we don't lose the point. Looks like we are going to.
Let's move up here.
Oh, my face is so itchy for some reason right now. Sorry for the lack of talking, guys. I'm using OBS right now. Oh, it's all good, Ronto. You don't need to tip.
It's gonna make you feel better. Party on the objective. Who's in?
Round 2.
Nice, we won that one. How do you make Core 2 quad build? Play some latest games without breaking the bank? I'd say probably upgrade the RAM to like 6 gigs because usually Core 2 quad builds at the most have like 4 gigs. And then get a decent graphics card with 2 gigabytes of VRAM, something like a 750 Ti, and you're going to be able to play most games at 1080p low to medium settings with okay frame rates.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 3. Capture the objective.
Yeah, not quite a million. I'm pretty sure it's over 800k though, which is like pretty insane. Dang it, they've got a Harambe. Your motherboard should be able to support 6 gigs of RAM. It just be, you may have to, I mean, have at least 4 gigs of RAM is what I would say. You're going to want a minimum of 4 gigs. Yeah, this Lucio is not working. I wish someone else would heal. I might go... No. I'll go... Orisa.
Your safety is my primary concern.
i5 2400 and 970. That's a decent combination. Like, the CPU's probably a little weak for the GPU. I know Scattervolt did a build with a 970 and i5 2400. And I think his performed really well. If you look at the $250 build challenge with me, CompTV, was CompTV in that? Yeah, I want to say he was. Oztark's Hardware, Boot, Nerd on a Budget, Scattervolt. We all made $250 gaming PCs to see who could make the best one. And I believe Scattervolt had the highest performing one. Let's see if we can knock him out. Oh gosh, I just jumped off the edge. But yeah, this is going to be the last game. If you guys have any more questions, definitely leave them in the chat.
System restart initialized.
Dang it. Yeah, we definitely lost that.
Target rich
System restart initialized.
Yeah, sorry, Lee. You were in the $100 build competition. I don't know why I thought you were in the 250 build. I guess, dang, the 250 build may even have been before your you started your channel, because that was in like September-ish. That might have been right when you started your channel. I'm not sure. I definitely was one of your like first 100 subs. I don't know though. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream now. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll be streaming again next Thursday at 8 p.m. So definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, I think that wraps it up. What's my favorite game of all time? My favorite game right now is Overwatch, but I don't know if it's my favorite game of all time. I honestly don't know what my favorite game of all time is. Maybe GTA 5. All right, see you guys. Yep. Peace out.